Hey, you guys, good morning to you. It is 8 a.m. and we're doing the coffee thing now. Here we go. We're starting to do this coffee thing again. Consistency is key, y'all. Okay, so today what we're going to be talking about is how did I word it? It took me a long time to actually be able to word the title. What does who you look up to decode about you? What does who you look up to decode about you? Now, sometimes, in the hi, Darlene, I see you. Oh yeah, I need to get the video in front of me. Um, a lot of times whenever I'm talking about mentors and coaches and the who you look up to ness of things, it's usually kind of business related just because that's the realm that I live in the most, right? But it's not. I want to make sure that people watching this right now know that this isn't just about business. If you don't have a business, you don't run a business, there are still people that you look to for inspiration, for creativity. Maybe it's for, maybe you knit. And so you follow somebody that knits a way that you like to knit, right? Like think of what I want you to think of right now. We're going to kind of workshop this if that's cool. Uh, think of somebody that you follow. And for us believers, I know it's Jesus. I know it's Jesus. This is a person that you follow, okay? You're going to track with me here in a second. But think of who would be on the top of the list of people that you follow, right? And let's go ahead. And if you even want to put them in the comments and tag them, that'd give them some dap, some like a virtual high five. Can I focus and get this doggone video up? I'm so sorry, you guys. ADHD strikes again. Here we go. All right. No, Martha, I don't want to hear your voice. Thanks. Okay. Hi, Asiba. I see you. Good morning. Catherine, good morning. This time works so much better for me. I love that. Pamela Ann, good morning. Love your hair. Well, thanks, lady. I just got it done last night. It's very humid here. I went for a walk yesterday and my hair went whoosh. And I'm like, shoot, I need to get it done again. Kay, good morning. Good morning, everybody. So what I want you to think of is who your person is. And it's okay. You don't have to put it in comments if you don't want to, but who that person is that you follow, just kind of like over everyone else. I even have my own people that I follow, for different things where if I see them post something, I'm going to look at it. I'm going to read it, that sort of thing. What I want to get into today is what that actually decodes about you. Who that person is decodes about you. So a lot of times whenever people follow other people, they follow them in an aspirational way, right? So hi Tina, they'll follow them in a way that is like, I wish I could be more like that person, right? I like how that person does X, Y, and Z, not in an envy kind of way, but just in an aspirational way, right? When you see somebody who knows how to do a thing, it's very likely you're going to follow that person to also be able to learn how to do that thing, Here's what people don't realize. Oh, Asiba, it's literally you. Oh man, I love you, lady. Morning, Pippa. Pippa, is it morning there? Is it evening? Is it dinner time there? Pippa's in, oh, it's the UK or Australia. Pippa, tell me where you are again. I can't remember. Like it's not clicking right now. I know it's the UK or Australia. Anyway, not for me. Yeah, UK. Okay. Pippa sounds UK-ish, and then I was like, but maybe it's Australia. Melissa, good morning. So, what you don't realize whenever you're following these people in aspirational ways, because a lot of times when you follow these people, it's in, and forgive the term, but it's kind of like this. It's in kind of a chase way. Not a way that you're chasing the person, but in a way where you're chasing what they do. And you're like, let me know more about, let me watch more, because what your brain is actually doing, whether you realize it or not, is your brain is trying to tear apart things that it sees, right? It's trying to create a way how, right? A way how you can do that also. Because if you're following somebody for that purpose, your brain is going to be helping you along the way, right? So if you didn't realize that, give your brain a high five today. So whenever you're doing that, you think that you're following them for aspirational reasons, and that, you kind of want to be more like them and yada, yada, yada. Here's what you may not realize. The person that you follow isn't the only person, likely, that does the thing that you're wanting to learn how to do, right? Or that you enjoy, right? If you're following a knitting person, it's not the only person who knits, online. If you're following somebody for homeschool tutorials or something, it's not the only person who does that, right? What you may not realize, and what I want to encourage you with today, is to realize that the person that you follow, you share traits with. Okay? The reason that you follow them, and the reason that you enjoy them, and the reason that you value them is because they're reflecting back to you pieces of yourself. You can see pieces of yourself in that person. And a lot of times our brain just kind of goes over that, and it goes more to, yeah, but I'm going here. But it won't first rest on the fact that I'm kind of like this, right? I'm a little bit like this. I'm a little like these things that inspire me about this person. The reason that they inspire you is because they're a match with how you already are. Or maybe something that, you are developing in yourself, or something that is starting to be, that you're starting to become more aware of in yourself. And so, like I said, the encouragement part of this is that the person that you're following, you're already kind of like. So the aspirational side of it might be a skill set. That might be the aspirational side of it. But the reason, the root, the flavor, the why behind you actually following them and enjoying them and being entertained by them is because you're like them. Okay. So I want you to look at these people that you follow, and I want you to then look at yourself and say, like, and kind of give yourself that pat on the back, like, oh, I share qualities like that. That's really cool. So instead of what the world would tell us to do, which would be to chase and to want things that you don't yet have, I instead want you guys today to look at yourself and say, like, and these are the things I already have, right? These are like, I want that filter to be up for you, where you can see your gold already today. All right. Now I'm going to take it a step further. Did that make sense? I actually was thinking about this video yesterday on my walk as my hair was frizzing up, and it made so much sense then. And then as I'm talking, I'm like, I sure hope this is landing. But if it doesn't, it doesn't. I certainly hope it lands because it's important. It's an important thing to know. But now I'm going to take it a step further. Yes, Melissa, good. Thank you. Thank you, lady. Now I want to take it a step further. And I want to talk. Okay, I love that. Makes sense, but blows my mind. Good. That was the goal. That was the goal. Light bulb. Ah, yay. What am I doing here? Yay. Ah, you made my day. I love when it lands. If you're in a crowd of people and you're speaking on stage and you see something not land, there's nothing worse than the glazed over, like, And that's where I would have done this on stage too. Been like, okay, so how do we need to make this make sense? Because this is good and we can't miss this and we cannot skip over this. Oh, that's funny. Melissa, it's interesting how as we change, we seek out new people, right? Because our own characteristics and our own values change, right? Um, my values change. Well, they're slowing down now that I've really gotten into what I believe to be a great place at this point. But values were changing. I mean, in the last 10 years, values have changed quite a bit. Um, so now I'm getting back to what I was saying. So the taking it one step further is this. So to recap, the first step is, who do you follow? Who do you listen to? Who do you learn from? Who do you allow to inspire you? And then to look at them and realize that you share common characteristics with them. Now, what I want you to do is I want you to, if you're a believer, if you're not, this is going to be confusing to you. Um, and that's okay. Just, understand that this part doesn't make sense for you right now. Right now. Um, I want you to think of the, uh, why am I getting like verklempt right now? I want you to think of um, the most important people in the Bible to you. We all gravitate um, to different people in the Bible, and at different times too, Melissa. So to point that out, but who are the people in the Bible that obviously Jesus, right? We're gonna say obviously Jesus, but of the people in the Bible, who do you gravitate to most? I have a top three. My very top one, actually, no, I have a top four. See, I can't even, oh my gosh, guys, this is terrible. Um, my top four in order of importance are John the Baptist, Paul, Moses, and Lydia. If you guys don't know who Lydia is, we all know who John the Baptist is, and we better know. Make clear the way for the Lord, right? Um, uh, we know who Paul is. He went from killing Christians to being the most influential person in the growing of the church. Um, and not even just, I mean, the man, why am I crying? The man like changed, right? And then Moses, because Moses, like I think a lot of us know about that. And then Lydia, if you don't know who, love David. Oh, David's a good one. If you guys don't know who Lydia is, Lydia was one of the first, actually maybe the first, financiers of the church. She was a businesswoman. She sold purple garments. So she was in she was rubbing elbows, right, with the top, the elites of the time. And purple anything, of course, cost a lot of money. And so she made a lot of money and she was a businesswoman. And she turned around and she gave that money to the church. And she used that money to grow the church. And so for me, it's John the Baptist. Like he's just, I love John the Baptist. And then Paul, and then Moses, and then Lydia. And those are my four. But what I want you to, so go ahead and list all of that out. I love this. Like, isn't this so great? Let's list out who our people are in the comments here. I love this, you guys. And I love that you're playing along. This means so much. And then I'm going to get back to what I'm saying here in a second. I'm actually going to read some stuff. Hey, Michelle, good morning. Pamela Ann, we surround ourselves with people that emulate who we are or want to be. Yeah. Melissa, I I think probably core values stay the same, but I completely see your point on how there are other values that continue to evolve and change as we grow. Yeah, I'm with you on that, Melissa. I think core ones do stay the same. You're right. Um, I actually follow people now that I couldn't follow until I healed some emotional wounds. Yeah. Tina, Mama Mary, Lady at the Well, and Peter. Oh, Peter's another good one. And the Lady at the Well, and of course, Mama Mary. I mean, talk about a lady that, I mean, if you put yourself in Mary's shoes, that, I mean, the amount of faith and resilience and just strength in that person. Holy moly. Melissa, right now it would be Moses. I love that. Let's see. Melissa, the woman who touched the hem of Jesus' garments as he was preaching and was healed. You are healed because of your faith, right? Um, Megan, Lydia, she was a businesswoman. Yep. Melissa, Hem. Yeah. Uh, Ruth, nice. David and Paul, I love it. I can't believe. Okay, I can't believe I don't know who Lydia is. Love David. She's not mentioned a lot. It may even only be in one of the Gospels. Um, wasn't just one. I can't. I'm just gonna sit here and think in front of you guys. But yeah, look her up. Renee, I would have to say Ruth as my top. God has recently been drawing me to Abraham, not giving up hope when it's been so long. Ugh. And that's also, I mean, when you look at Elizabeth, John the Baptist's mom, right? How old was she? And all of a sudden, like, okay, having a baby now, like, it's just, when you're going to be used, I mean, there's a lesson inside of that. When you're going to be used, you're going to be used. And whatever circumstances you see do not matter. It does not matter. Your belief that you can't do X, Y, and Z does not matter as long as you have faith that God's going to do what God's going to do in your life. Like that is, it's, it's amazing. And we see it over and over and over and over again, right? Like it's just amazing. Circumstances do not matter to God. And actually, quite frankly, he likes to show up and show off, right? Um, I wanted to go into 4 different stories. I need to save those for other videos because I keep going into like turning them into all sorts of different things. I love these calls though. Um, Tina, I forgot about Lydia, but I love her heart and that she was included in the Bible. Yes. Yeah, because women at that time weren't usually, yeah, to be written about. Michelle, oh, sweet Ruth and Peter too. Oh, Chandra, what's up, lady? Naomi, Timothy, yes. Esther and Moses. Oh, girl, I can see that. Michelle, David was pretty boss. He was pretty boss. Asiba, Proverbs 31 woman. Proverbs 31 woman made some money too, guys. Just a heads up. Not to, I don't make everything about money, right? But she worked and she went and sold things and she came back. Make sure we don't skip over that part. Astery, good morning. I almost forgot. Oh no! Tina, Lydia is mentioned in Acts, I think. Okay, Acts. That makes sense. That makes sense. So not in the Gospels. Michelle, the guy on the mat. Oh, I love that. Guys, my nose is running again. The guy on the mat. I mean, to be carried on the mat and lowered through a ceiling, that's trust. Um, and to have those kinds of friends. Yeah. Michelle, you're one of those friends for sure. Michelle sent my baby when she wasn't feeling good. Michelle sent my baby some flowers. So my baby has flowers in her room now, which are smelling her room up beautifully. But she sent her flowers. A little 10-year-old sent her flowers when she didn't feel good. Isn't that sweet? Astrid, the purple merchant. I believe she was from Philippi. Yeah. Yep. Melissa, that's a great one. Elizabeth. Yes. Melissa's so good. My faith is stronger than my fear. That's it. right? Look at Joseph. Yes! Astery, she was rich and undergirded the ministry. That's it. That's it. That's it. Um, Now what I want you guys to think of, and you may already see where I'm going with this, because you guys know me, and you know this is going to equal this, isn't it? Um, Now I want you to look at, gosh, now I want you to look at those people that you revere, as people in the Bible, and I want you to see yourself in them. We look at and we respect people and we follow people and we identify with people because we share something with them, right? And so for those people that you like those the lives and the I really hate to say stories in the Bible because story sounds like fable or fiction to me. I really hate to use that word, but I don't know another word. We need to make up another word for it. Or maybe there is another word for it and I don't know what it is. Um their narrative. But I want for you to, within the next week, if it could be today, that's awesome. But I understand if you have plans today. I want for you to systematically go through each of the people, one at a time. Don't do it all at once so you're not all, discombobulated, but just do your research and really dig in on historical context, on geographical context of their story. Really imagine what life was like for them and the decisions that they were making to do all of these different things, right? I know a good resource is the Blue Letter Bible. If you guys don't have that app, that's an app that gives a lot of good context. Um, a lot of pastors actually use that to write their sermons because it has just a ton of context. So the Blue Letter Bible is what the app is called. I have no horse in that race, but that's the app that Mike and I use to research and such. But I want you to dig down and I want you to see what they were doing for kingdom purposes. And then I just want you to pray about what that means to you. I'm not going to tell you what to do, but just pray about what that means to you. I mean, is God trying to do something with you? Is he trying to do something through you? He's most certainly trying to do something in you, most certainly. But just get curious. Just get curious, right? If these are the people I'm interested in and that I'm so gravitating towards, what does that mean? What does that mean, right? So so there's that. There's that. That's my thing for you guys. Chandra, yes. I mean, no, a ginormous boat. I know, lady. Can you imagine? Build a really big boat. Like what? We are like, oh, I'm supposed to go to this event, like the networking thing that I went to last week, an in-person live actual people networking thing where I was like, oh, I just, God sending me to this thing. And Noah made a boat, right? Like, Martha, you can walk in a room of people, like, get it together, lady. Also, that's turning into something amazing. I have another call about it today. I'll let you guys know whenever it's a done deal, but that's turning into something really, really wild. But yeah, I mean, it really, if anything, puts things in perspective for us where we're like, okay, I think I can do that. I mean, I'm not in jail. I'm not having to sing for my freedom in a prison, right? Like I'm not having, just suck it up. Can you walk in a room that has lunch? I mean, come on, Martha. Um, Michelle, documented testimonies. Oh, I really like that term. Biographies. Yes. Tina, I feel the same way about story. Been trying to think of another word for a while. It's hard, isn't it? Because you're like, it's not a fable. Michelle, I've always loved Moses before God gave him Aaron. Oh. Moses is boss. Look at you. Well, I'm just following God. I wouldn't say I'm the boss. I'm the follower. I follow a boss. Uh, Moses, my favorite thing about Moses is that he had those sections of his life, right? The section where the first tiny section where, you know, he was by himself, really, is in the river, you know? The second section, I guess the bigger part of the first section, is where he kind of had everything. You know, you really you're living as royalty, right? And then the second section is where he was completely poured out. He was completely dismantled. He was completely emptied of himself, right? He's living out in the wilderness. He's by himself. He doesn't want to be around. He's on the run. Um, he's now moved into a place where like he's stuttering and he's just not confident and he's kind of just he's like, no, I can't, nobody wants anything to do with me, was his belief. And so he lived out that belief, right? And then God shows up and is like, okay, well, here's the thing. You're going to be the one that goes to the Pharaoh and says, and frees the Israelites. And he's like, but I can't even talk. I stutter. And God's like, it's fine. I got you. I got you. I'm going to say what you need. You're going to say what I need you to say. Right? That's Moses. That's Moses. But how many of us can identify with needing to be completely poured out, to be completely emptied out before we can really be used? If I'm going to sit in a room with my ego taking up the entire room and sitting and saying all the different things I've done and how I'm so amazing and how no, I'm so cool. If I'm going to sit in a room and do that, what room does God have to use me? If I'm going to sit around and say I did something, is God going to use me in that moment? Because when I said earlier, God likes to show up and show off, a big part of the movement is of just the church at all is miracles, right? And is God showing up and making things happen where there was no other way it could have happened. It had to be God, right? And then you go and you tell people and people are like, what is happening? And then it leads them, you know? And so if I'm going to sit there and I'm just going to be, kind of just grossly full of myself, can I be used in those moments? The only way in which I could be used is if I'm emptied of myself and allow God to move, right? And then I can say, guys, this is not me. And I tell you that all the time. Like, this is not me. This is not me. I'm glad to be here. And I love to be able to lead in this way. And I love to be able to be a part of it. That's what you'll hear me say more than anything else. I will not tell you this is me. I know better. I know better, right? I know better. Anywho, I love you guys. I call it my Moses moments. Oh, I love that. Our prison looks different nowadays. We be singing. Melissa, I feel like I was that third version of Moses the past few years. Ah, it's so good. That's good, girl. Danya, good morning, lady. Where you at? Danya's our truck driver. She gets all over the place, and she is a hoot, you guys. Let's see. Samuel, I see those stories as directive, personal revelations. God has something specific for me to see today. I love that. I love that. Michelle, you're my Aaron. Thanks for coming. Oh. I will hold your arms up, sis. I will hold your arms up. Um, oh, you're in Alabama. I love it. I love it. Well, guys, I'm going to pop out of here even though I could sit here all day. I'm going to go have coffee with a friend in downtown Winter Garden. Going to go have some coffee. But I'll let you guys know as more things happen with the thing that I talked about a little bit earlier. I'll let you guys know about that. But aside from that, I gave you a couple different calls to action today, right? And do those things. So, oh well, if you want to. If not, that's fine. But either way, have an awesome day. Bye, guys.